Welcome to another episode of Ted's Library. This is the series where I, Ted, show you my library. This library is made up of books that I found at Goodwill or other various bookstores. This is not a free advertising for Goodwill. I do not condone their practices, but I do enjoy searching for their books. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about books that I think deserve to stay in the library. These are books that I have read and I have enjoyed, and I will tell you about right now. These are books that I want to reread and or think are good enough to loan to friends and family. So here we go. The first book is Born Standing Up by Steve Martin. This is a very goofy autobiography. I love Steve Martin, and it's nice and short, and it has like lots of images. Let me find the one where he's on the Sex Me Up, Steve Martin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this book is great. I really enjoy getting in the head of a comedic genius, especially one who's still alive. I think he's done a lot of really important work, and it's nice to kind of touch base and see check in with that story from time to time. On to the next book. The next book is A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. I love science. I don't know if you knew about that. This is a great work in science, communication, saved it. A lot of interesting concepts in this book. It really manages to convey unbelievably complex ideas to the standard person, at least the people who are like able to get through it. It's filled with metaphors of how things interact and how time works. And it's just, oh my gosh, I love that kind of stuff. Excited to revisit it at some point, but not anytime in the near future. On to the next book. The next book is Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds. I love this book. I feel like this book is up on the tier of A Fire Upon the Deep in its ending, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but it has an ending that's like, whoa, dude, cool shit. The inhibitors, this is top-notch sci-fi. I haven't read any of the other books in the series. I know Chasm City is kind of a spin-off, like standalone sort of deal. I'm interested in reading it, and I want to read the rest of the series, but man, I'm going to reread this at some point. Just giant ships and random alien weapons and black hole something. On to the next book. And the next book is Ubik by PKD, another PKD book. Weird book. Again, guys, it's PKD. It's weird shit's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to try and reread it at some point. I enjoyed it, but do I know what happened? No, I don't. It's weird. But it's more about the feeling of his books than what actually happens. I only have the 2 Philip K. Dick books. Interested in getting some more. On to the next title. The second to last book is 1984 by George Orwell. I've read this a few times already. It's quite prescient. I enjoy the love story as kind of like it feels like this opening scene with the people in the boat and they blow, and it's terrible, horrible. And sometimes you got to read that stuff. Sometimes you got to read a Discworld book, but I'll come back to this definitely. On to the final book. Hey guys, before we get into the final book, I just want to say, please like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed this or have any opinions about any of the books that I've talked about, please drop a comment. I will be happy to read it and try not to cry. The final book. In recent years, I found that this book has been very contentious, and that book is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I absolutely adore this book, and I also see all of the problems that it has. But man, I am a sucker for hard magic systems. Patrick Rothfuss can explain how magic works to me until I fucking die, and I will listen to him. And it's pretty good. I'm not over much waiting for the finale. I don't, what would you say, care so much. I enjoy this entry. The second entry is pretty good as well. I don't think it's as strong as this one is, but you know, there's a nice story there. And books come out when they come out. People get mad about weird stuff. There are so many books that you could read instead. Just wait. It's not. I'm. You know what? Hot take here. Let people write at their own speed. Don't rush anyone. Hot take. I know. It's a hot take. George R.R. Martin, take your time. If you've enjoyed this video, again, please like and subscribe, but I will see you guys on the next video. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. The Chandrian!